Hello, everyone. We just wanted to touch base with you to let you know, obviously, what we've been up to since last night, since the government announced that there's going to be some easing of restrictions on the lettings and estate agency markets, allowing us to start conducting viewings again, start opening up the offices. I'm sure you'll be wanting to know what might happen and what's going to be happening going forward. One thing is for sure that it won't be going back to what was normal. There will be a new normal in the way that we have to operate. And we are currently awaiting and speaking to our industry bodies just to try and find out what the guidelines are. The government have released guidelines, but we are looking to sort of make sure that we're doing things correctly, doing things properly to protect you, to protect applicants, to protect tenants, and also to protect our staff as well. So, Matt, what have they been saying?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, like you just touched on, safety comes first. We've got a unique opportunity here as one of the front runners of kind of non-frontline businesses that have reopened. We are probably one of the first, so people will be looking for us to set an example. And if we get this wrong, then they may quite quickly backtrack on allowing us to operate kind of in the new norm again. You touched on the new norm. I guess the new norm is very much still working remotely where possible. It doesn't mean we'll all be back in the offices because there is strict kind of social distancing regulations in terms of staff, office space. Obviously, our office is not small, but it's equally not cavernous. So we may struggle to comply to the 2 meter kind of workspaces and fixed working zones. So I think while we can work at home, certainly in the short term, that will continue. The biggest change is going to be viewings, of course. That's going to be the big thing. Is we're able to do viewings now. I think again that comes with a very big caveat of only if essential. If the property is empty, of course, it makes life a lot easier. We've just listened to a very long list of things we need to do at a property once we've been there, James from Arla, such as obviously wearing gloves, cleaning handles, cleaning surfaces, cleaning light switches, taking the right products with you to do that. These are all things which can easily be missed and abused if not done correctly. They're not something that we can police as employers either. So we would have to rely on our staff to obviously follow through with those guidelines. So there are a lot of potential hazards there. And equally, the last thing we want to be doing is putting our staff in harm's way. For the sake of the difference between possibly securing a let via a virtual tour, which we've been doing for the last few weeks and is stepping up more and more and more, and people actually physically going to a location and meeting a stranger at a property. Of course, there probably will be a lot of questions which we need to ask before someone comes and sees a property. Some of them will be things like, are you experiencing any symptoms? Have you been around people with any symptoms? Is your household showing any symptoms of the coronavirus? And you're taking people on word on that. So again, we've got to be absolutely laser clear that we are not putting anyone at risk, whether that is tenants, whether that is our staff, or is people coming to view. We have looked for a lot of guidance in the last kind of hour or two from Arla, and they have been forthcoming with exactly pretty much what we've said here is, be overcautious, try and set an example, because if we get it wrong, we could find ourselves going backwards very quickly to another lockdown scenario. So yeah, it's proceeding with caution.
Absolutely, and the government have been clear in saying that they're still trying to encourage those virtual viewings. It's something that we've had some success with at the moment. Even since lockdown, we've had videos of many properties that we've been able to send out to applicants. And at this stage, also, we don't know which way the market's going to go. Obviously, we'll have to see what people's situations are when they come forward. It's going to be very changeable. Everyone will have been affected by this in some way, I'm sure. And so obviously we'll have to take all of that into consideration as well. There could be multiple changes to the way that we operate that we've not had to do before. These measures that we're talking about now are new, and we're just looking to implement them in the best way possible to enable us to continue servicing your properties and what you need us to do.
Yeah,
obviously we had to change some steps, and that's what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
And
I think it's bear with us, isn't it, right now? I think the next week certainly is going to be working out the safest work practices. It's going to be getting in the materials that we need to keep staff safe, which we've already done this morning. We've already ordered those, so as soon as they arrive, things like gloves, face masks, hand sanitizer, all of those things, cleaning materials that have been very hard to buy, and obviously we're quite keen not to take a lot of supply out of the market right now. You know, we are in a fortunate position where we're not on the front line. So yeah, we want to make sure our staff are safe when those items come in. Then we can kind of have our next conversation of actually putting viewings and things into practice.
Yeah, well, thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. Keep in touch, and we'll
We'll get there. We're nearly there now. It's yeah, the new norm is here, but we will get through it, and we will try and keep business ticking on and keeping your investments as profitable as they can be. That's obviously why we're all here.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers, guys. Bye bye.